I was born in 1941, so I'll be celebrating my, notice I say I'm celebrating, I'm thinking positive. I'll be celebrating my 80th birthday next month, the 15th of next month, tax day. Yeah, I was born in St. Vincent in the Caribbean. I went to the government school there. Um, well, everyone had to go to that school. And then later on, well, we went up to sixth standard. It's like a combination of primary school and middle school. That was a British system. And if you pass the test, then you automatically was employed as a supernumerary teacher. Then you attend teachers training. And I did that up to third grade. I went to Trinidad with the intention of finding a job there. So they employed me, asked me to come back as a third grade teacher, but I'm not allowed to go to training. So I would be third grade teacher for the rest of my life. So I remained there for some years until I realized I said, no, this is a waste of time. So I applied to a couple of hospitals in England. And the first one that responded, I went there, which was beautiful because it was in the south, in the countryside, near the sea. That's where I did my general nursing. Then eventually I branched out and went and did psychiatry. The reason I did psychiatry was because the pay was supposed to be higher. Mm. I wasn't really that interested in becoming a nurse because I didn't think that I would make a good nurse because I was very squeezy about things. I couldn't take the sight of blood and all that. But it was the easiest way out to travel and the easiest job to find. After I got in as a nursing assistant, even then I didn't think that I could make nursing because even one nursing assistant who was there for a long time, so she was like a senior, and she was inserting a catheter into someone, and I was fainting. So, but somehow I got through. My father had a pen pal there, and she was sending him a certain newspaper. We are from the Methodist denomination, so she was sending the Methodist Recorder, and I used to read them, and there was lots of information about hospitals. I wanted to get out in Vincent because people don't mind their business, you know, um, simple things, and they would go and tell my mother. Like I stand in the street and talk to a boy, and my mother would say, "Oh, so and so told me that you stood in the street and you were talking to this boy, and she doesn't want me to do it again." I said, "But who told you? And who is the boy?" And she won't tell me. So I said, "Okay, I guess I'll have to go back and talk to him so that I will find out who it is." And so I continued talking with the boy. I traveled by an Italian liner. They had two ships, and the Alpinia and the Ascania. I won't remember what I ate this morning, but I could remember that from 1964.
Things that bother you never
I
bother
think it was
me, 'cause
11 days.
everything's fine.
The
Living
trip
in the
was like
mountains,
11 days,
laughing in
and
the moonlight,
every
having a
port that they stopped
wonderful
at, I went ashore
time.
because it
Have a
was
long
fortunate
talk
that my
like
cousin was
me, though
traveling
he won't
also.
be only a
And so we
time.
had each other's
Living in the
company,
sunlight,
and
loving
we
in the
made friends on
moonlight,
the ship.
having a wonderful
So like
time.
when we stopped
One
in
thing
France,
from me,
so we
one
had
to
these
set
two
me
French
as any
people, even
door. I
the
knew
the
what I
boy,
liked just when I
he couldn't
looked,
speak
and
English, I couldn't
believe
speak
me,
French,
I
but
don't
he was
use the
in love with
moving
me.
like hell's to move
I
for
still have his
everything in
picture.
time.
The
Living
girl
in the
used to be
sunlight, loving
translated,
in the
so
moonlight,
she knew our
having a
business.
wonderful time.
Because I had to tell, what to say to him, and he's telling him. But somewhere we stopped and we went to the botanical garden. Tenerife. I was in Tenerife. And I remember I took a picture with the hibiscus in my hair and sent the picture to my mother. And while we were in the botanical garden, they sounded the signal that we know to head back to the ship. And we don't know how to get back. This time it was just my cousin and I. We didn't know how to get back. We didn't know how to speak the language. We had to make signal to the one boy. We said, pointed to the ocean and said, toot, toot, toot. And so that he understood that it was a ship that gave the signal, and we want a taxi. We want a taxi. So he understood, and he took us to the taxi stand, and we had to run for the running. Every night at our dinner table, we were given a bottle of wine, and we used to have red wine. It was just dinner wine, not sweet. It was dinner wine. So it's just the first couple of nights we drank like, just a glass or two glasses. But one night we finished the bottle between us. We put sugar. That night when we finished the bottle, I think we were a little tipsy, and we went sliding down the banister. You had to do what you had to do. All is well that ends well.